Hey guys, I'm the Cyborg Sheep, and in this video, I'm going to explain everything you would need to know about power functions. So for these next couple episodes, I plan to make a series called The Lego System Explained. This is where I explain everything about all different types of Lego systems that have things that actually function. So, let's get into it. Today, we're going to look at power functions. Alright, so first in these videos, I'm going to show you everything that you will need to get started into power functions. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at battery boxes. Pretty simple. They just turn on or off. However, they're what powers the elements in this system. As you can see here, there's this large battery box takes 6 AA's, and then this one takes 6 AA's. And so next we have this light. Pretty simple. Does what it should do. If you plug it in, basically, to plug in anything, again, you have to toss this plug onto the power output, and it will basically hook up the thing. So this I believe these are, these are LEDs, I believe. I'm not sure, but basically what they do is turn electricity into light. As you can see right there, Alright, next we have this switch, which, again, pretty basic. It's basically does the same as this, but yeah, this time you have a second switch to flip your output and input. Alright, next we have a couple of motors here. So first of all, we have this M motor, as this is called. Just like every other piece, it plugs in just like that. You don't need this switch. This can hook up there directly to a battery box. Now this, I have to turn it on. So this is a electric motor. It turns electric energy into mechanical force, which, well, you can use to power things like robotic arms. As you can see right there, it's rotating, and with this motor, there's a planetary gearbox in there. Just makes it that little bit more powerful, just so it's a little bit more fun to play with. Next, we have this train motor right here, and again, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Turns electric energy into mechanical force, which this time you can use for powering a train. So as you can see here, well, you can't see, but inside, well, here, okay, that's a bit better. So, if you see here, that these two train wheels spin, it puts rotation on in two positions on either side, and this motor is basically with this motor, it will fit any track. I believe up to like something in the 60s or something like that. I don't know, but because in the 60s I don't think there was any track. But yeah, so turn that off. Yeah. So that's a train motor. And so then, this is how when Lego starts to become real smart. This is a infrared sensor. It takes signals from this remote and turns them in and allows power to pass through these two ports here. And as you can see, there's blue and red, which match to basically one of these can power two motors and operate each of them at different times. But so if I plug my motor in here, and this is the basic setup for a Lego train. So it goes from a battery box to a infrared gate. When this receives signals, obviously this has to be on, and but when this receives signals, it allows power to pass through it and power this motor. Now, there's something special about this remote. There's a bit more than just on or off. This has, I believe, 7 speeds. So if you can see here, it's it can go, there's 1, 2, it's yeah, also one downside of these is that it doesn't really work that good when there's external light, but there's 4, 5, 6, and 7. So yeah, 7 speeds on this remote, and yeah, and that's pretty much everything. So next, let's look at some examples of what you may use these elements as. Alright, so here's an example of what you may want to do with that train motor. So yeah, this next part of the video, I'll show you dudes what you can do with all of the elements for that particular system. So, first of all, with the train motor, and this didn't come with the set that I had this previously. I sort of wedged the lights into this piece right here, and it actually makes it look a lot cooler. So yeah, we have 7, so yeah, just like I said, 7 speeds in the reverse of that too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, counting with Cyborg. So yeah, 7 speeds, and plus I have the lights on there, as you can see. And what I just discovered this, I had this idea in the back of my mind. I built this Lego frame for my camera. So if I slot it in there, and then I toss the top on there. So yeah, if I take off the top and then I toss it on there, you dudes can probably guess what I am doing right here. So I have the camera atop of the train, and this is really cool. So check this out. Ain't it cool, huh? reverse of that. But yeah, so there's one example. Let's move on to the next example. Here's the second example. Is powering your Technic creations. There's a whole suite of linear actuators, all sorts of gears and all sorts of mechanisms that you can make. Yeah, so as you remember from my previous video, in this one we have outriggers. That's done by flipping this lever upward, and this actually makes a choice between will this tip or will this just lay down on the floor. And then we have lifting the bucket up and over and putting it on the ground. So as you can see here, let me shut this motor off. There's sort of like a clutch mechanism, as you have seen in the last episode, or other video that I did. So basically, these linear actuators will be chosen as one of the things that the motors will motor will rotate, and then the rotation, once it's chosen, will bring this out or bring this in, and then the same done with the outriggers. And then there's a bunch of gear mechanisms to get the rotation to the linear actuators. But and then we have the bucket putting down. And then you can obviously reverse the motor, and you get the reverse of the forward functions. But yeah, pretty basic, but let's move on to the... And for my last example, dudes, here we have the Mercedes-Benz Aerox. Now this doesn't use the motor that I showed in the first part. This actually uses a L motor. If I can find it in there. Well, it's somewhere up there. But yeah, so as you remember from the last video, we have all sorts of things like tipping and robot pneumatic arms. Yeah, so right there, that piece, that's a large motor. It's a bit more powerful. I think what makes it more powerful is instead of one planetary gearbox, there's 2 planetary gearboxes. And then we have functions just like the last one, chosen by this gearbox selection thing. But yeah, so next I'm going to hop on the computer. Oops, I'm sorry. So next I'm going to hop on the computer and show you dudes the full inventory of all elements officially released for the powerfunctions system. So let's get on to it. Alright, so if you look here, we see a full selection of all all the power functions elements officially released to Lego. So let's just go over all of these. So here we have a rechargeable battery. This is a power functions motor set. That's what came with this large battery box, this motor, the switch, the lights, and then there was a couple of pieces. Also, we have a transformer for this rechargeable battery. There's also this servo motor, and let me go over this real quick. This doesn't put out like continuous rotation. This puts out like accurate like degree positions of rotation. And so what's really useful with that is this remote right here, the speed remote. So next we have our train motor, the IR receiver, the AAA battery box, and here is the L motor. This is what's on the Mercedes-Benz Aerox. Yeah, so it's a bit more powerful than the M motor. I believe it's slower though because there's two planetary gearboxes. But we have our speed remote, and then we have this remote. This remote puts out more of like a switch sort of function. Next we have this XL motor. Now this is the big boy. He's like really powerful. There's probably more, like, I don't know how many, four planetary gearboxes in there. I'm saying that they're planetary gearboxes because typically when I've seen videos of people like opening up their power functions motors to fix them, and I've seen planetary gearboxes in there. But next we have our power functions battery box. This is a large version. And then we have our switch, lights, and we have an extension wire. And surprisingly there's two extension wires. I don't know the difference between the two, but I know that what they both do, or at least what one of them does. Or I don't want to do that. Get out. So if I go bunk. So if you see here, and you kind of look in this corner here, this is not the same as the bottom of this one. This one allows typical power functions to output to 9-volt power things. I don't have any 9-volt things, but I know what this would be useful for. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for now. Yeah. So, in the next, so as I said, this is a series. And as I said, I'm going to be going over all of the Lego systems with these sort of automatic functioning elements. And yeah, in the next episode, we'll go over ep1, which is a more advanced version of the power functions, and it allows you to do something really cool. Also, I'll explain why this right here, this extension wire, is so useful a bit more later in the next episode. But anyways, hope you dudes have enjoyed coming down to your one-stop shop for everything. You name it. Lego, unboxing, or, well, not unboxings, reviews, motors, Technic, you name it, I'll do it. obviously nothing stupid. And I'll see you dudes in the next episode.